You sure?
I was 17 when my body changed seemingly overnight. Flesh and blood and raging hormones. So intense. It's like primal.
Oh God, that's so hot!
That boy next door, do you love him?
It's none of your business. But then, one night that summer, everything changed. I was 17 when my mother disappeared. One day she was there, cleaning, making dinner, and the next, she was gone. Your cologne or whatever you're wearing reminds me of someone. I don't remember exactly who it reminds me of, but it's like, I'll think of it.
Oh.
Andrew, you want to state that for me?
I am Andrew
reminds me of
from
New
Fox. It's the Gramercy Park Hotel. It has this smell.
And the Crosby Street Hotel has that
Yes,
smell.
this is true.
That is so funny.
Because it's also a candle. But let's.
Wait,
but I
Crosby
digress.
Street Hotel
Has
We
your
were just
smell.
there.
It does.
And the Soho in
It
London.
does. They have a candle. Yeah.
That
Wow.
is hilarious.
All
I'm like,
right.
that smell reminds me of New York.
You have a strong olfactory
Enough
sense.
about my scent.
That's amazing.
I want to know about teenage angst. When you guys were teenagers, what did you guys go through? How did you deal with kind of going through the struggles of teenage angst?
You just do it.
I was a teenager a long time ago, but I guess I agree with that.
I was a very angry teenager for only like a year. I only had my one angsty period for a year, which I feel good about. I feel like they can be longer, but it's also a year is a long time. I was just angry. Just pissed off teenager.
About what?
About everyone
Everything,
not
the
taking
world.
me, people not actually believing that I did know everything.
All right, so I want to know, when you were a teenager, what kind of angst did you go through? What kind of kid were you like coming up through kind of that period of time?
Give me the age.
Like, Shailene's age in this film.
My angst was I was absolutely clueless about what life was. That the fear of failure in life, because I could. It's like when I got my driver's license, I wanted to drive like crazy. I couldn't wait to get my. And then once you're out there on your own, solo, you're like, how am I going to get back home? You don't know. Is that the exit? And if you miss the exit, how the hell do you get back to the exit? And that's a metaphor for life.
Do you empathize with these kind of young stars going through that age in the spotlight in Hollywood? I didn't obviously go through that at that time. I don't think you did.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it empathy. I would just call it amazement when they navigate it well, and sadness when they don't. And it's a great question, because that's one of the things I was profoundly impressed by Shailene, because I knew the heat that was happening, the swirling around, and she handled it. It's all cool.
She gives hugs.
She can't be all bad. She gives hugs.
If you were to start, what type?
So do I.
You give hugs
Yes,
too?
I do.
Oh wow! All right, good to know.
Hundreds of wives go missing every week.
There were times when I thought she was going mad. She was going to burn the house down.
That's the butter.
It was almost like she wanted to have an affair or something.
Could it be that's what she was doing?
I guess anything's possible, right?
You came here to seduce me.
I know.
It worked.
My father had his own drawer of secrets.
Your mother never loved me.
How are you guys at keeping secrets? I feel like there's some secrets in this film. Are you good secret keepers?
I'm good at protecting the sacredness of a secret if somebody else entrusts me with it. But as far as secrets that can be detrimental or to other people, that don't have any empathy towards how that might affect someone else, I'm not a good secret keeper in that way.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that, and I do think that I'm kind of weird about privacy, and I feel like we're in this world of like no privacy, and it's a little bit disorienting to me and a little scary.
If you were going to describe what type of film this is, what type of movie is it?
A great one. Do you want to?
I call it a Shailene Woodley movie, so.
I call it a Gregg Araki film.
What does a Shailene Woodley movie have? What does it entail? What ingredients does it need?
It needs a Shailene Woodley. No, I mean, the movies that I like to make, I guess, are just movies that I want to see come to fruition. And Gregg, I've been such a big fan of all of his movies, and I don't think anybody makes movies the way he makes them. And also, he's just it's always so weird to talk about someone while they're around. But he's just a really good human being, and I emphasize, like, good is such a lame word to use, but it's like, it's true. And he is so artistic and so doesn't abide by the rules of the machinery that has now become cinema in a way. He's very much an old school filmmaker where he makes movies based on his own creative instincts and his own artistic abilities and his own artistic wants and needs. And I feel like he's a true artist, and a very unique one at that.
What does the indie world allow you to do that maybe, like, you know, the bigger studio films don't allow you to do?
Well, you know, look, I think to begin with, it's indie usually because the subject matter is, you know, it's it can be a little radioactive, or it can be, you know, full-blown bomb. And I don't mean like it'll bomb, but it's just, you know, really radioactive. Because it's a subject matter. It's touchy stuff. It's maybe whether it's emotionally dangerous or if it's really heady. You know, it's just stuff that is not the normal fare. So, you know, that makes it kind of an interesting experiment and a dangerous one because, you know, no movie is cheap to make. You know, you can say, oh, this was done on a shoestring budget. Shoestring budget is still a lot of hundreds of thousands of dollars at the very least. So.
I know, low budget is $2 million. It's still $2 million.
$2 million.
All right, now I want to know, do you ever have to pay for a ticket when you get stopped by cops? I mean, because obviously...
Yeah, I've already paid for 2 here in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Well, when they pull you over and they see you in the car...
Couldn't care less. Matter of fact, I got stopped, pulled over. A woman yells, "Don't give him a ticket. His new show is fantastic." And he had his motorcycle helmet on. He goes, "What'd she say?" And I repeated it. She said, "Not for you not to give me a ticket because my new show's great." He's like, "Oh, okay." Here you go.
He never saw SVU?
Couldn't have given the rat's ass.
Well, then, what was the point of being on the show all those years?
Yeah, I should have been on Chips, too. Yeah.
It's funny, before I walked in here, I, like, you know, Googled to see what was going on in the news about you and about the movie, and
What's going on? What's happening?
I don't know. You're naked, blah, 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 she's naked. Why do we make this a big deal? Why is it a big deal when people are naked in movies?
Because we live in America. I think it's a very American thing. You go to Europe and everybody's naked.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, they have clothes on.
Yeah, I was just in Deauville and at the film festival, and at the press conference, because when we were at Sundance, it was a big scandal that Shailene does not very much nudity, just a little bit of very honest, like, discreet nudity in the film. So at Sundance, it was a big deal. And when I was in Deauville, actually, the first question at the press conference is, why is there no sex in this movie? Like, you know, have you been, like, censored in some way? And it was, to me, that's really the difference between, you know, France and America, is that there's just this weird uptightness, and it's just like, it's okay to just, you know, chop some grandma's head off or something, but it's like, to see a little bit of, like, truth or authenticity in an intimate scene is
controversial.
So taboo, and it's
it's
weird.
so weird, isn't it? Like, we see little kids shooting guns in movies, like teenagers shooting guns in films, and you see a man's butt or, like, woman's breasts, and you freak out. It's very weird.
Last question. So is it liberating for you to come out of kind of the mold that people saw in ABC Family and to be this adult actress, to do these kinds of roles going towards the future?
I don't know if I don't do movies for anyone else. I know that sounds weird, but selfishly, like, I do them for myself. So as an artist, I guess it was definitely exciting to be able to explore a different character. But it wasn't like I was like, yeah, I need to prove to the world that I'm not Amy Juergens from Secret Life. You know, like, it was just a...
Thank you so much.
You need to let some of your anger out. You're gonna crack.
Why are you doing this? Are you insane?
Harder!
Please, I don't care what it is. I just cannot keep living my life in the dark, just wondering.
Don't ask me. Ask him.
Why won't anyone listen to me? Mom?
The beautiful woman she once was became a phantom wandering away in a snowstorm.